This is Scott Becker with the Becker Business and the Becker Private Equity Podcast. We try each day to bring you a business or market insights episode, sometimes two a day, together with an interview from a business leader. The stories we're going to cover today: Berkshire Hathaway has a successor, three AI stocks to watch, and IBM. So we're going to touch on these three, and the title is going to be Berkshire, three AI stocks, and essentially Lou Gerstner. So here's the discussion today. So Berkshire Hathaway, with Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger, developed this incredible track record over the 60 to 70 years that Warren Buffett led Berkshire Hathaway. The amounts by which they beat the S&P at Berkshire Hathaway are nothing short of astounding. He is now transitioning leadership. I think he's actually 99 to a guy named Greg Abel, which many of us really haven't heard of or know that much about. But no matter who he transitions leadership to, those are incredibly challenging shoes to fill, almost impossible shoes to fill. You almost can't do what Warren Buffett did. It's a much more competitive world today. It's a world where so many people are betting on finance, where there's so many wild cards. The other thing that's fascinating about this is Greg and Berkshire Hathaway will be sitting on $358 billion in cash. And this is largely due to one of Warren Buffett's core investing tenets is you're not always looking, you're always looking for things to invest in, but you're only going to invest when you see something that's so clear to you that it's a winner, that there's a big margin for victory. So he was sitting on a whole bunch of cash as the world got more complicated and as valuations got more inflated, and they're still sitting on this almost $360 billion in cash. This leaves Greg with a situation where at some point he's got to invest some of that, but trying to maintain discipline that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger maintained is going to be really difficult in a very competitive world, in a very information-rich world. We'll see how that goes. The second story that we're following today is three AI stocks to buy and hold for the rest of the decade per the Motley Fool. And these are IBM, Alphabet, which is Google, and Tesla. And again, these are all bets on the fact that, Tesla's going to win on robotics and AI, even if car sales are falling. Google's well positioned to keep on winning, and that IBM's really made another effort to become a real player again. Those are those three. We reported recently on three stocks that Motley Fool also said had the best chance of getting to $5 trillion, and those included Alphabet, Microsoft, and NVIDIA. We personally are largely index investors and treasury bond investors, but we do hold positions in those three, albeit not large positions. So we're hoping that he's right on at least some of that: Google, NVIDIA, and Microsoft. Speaking of IBM, one of the fascinating things that happened this week, fascinating and sad, is the death and loss of Lou Gerstner. Lou Gerstner was this amazing leader, corporate leader of a generation ago, who turned around IBM at one of the times it needed turning around. Now, people don't realize this. At one time, IBM was mostly a hardware company, and at some point sort of hit a plateau and started to go in the wrong direction. Lou Gerstner famously helped at that point to turn IBM around. He authored a famous book, Who Says Elephants Can't Dance, inside IBM's historic turnaround. And this was this concept that you could take a big elephant like IBM and make it change and move it, like moving the Titanic or making it dance, as he called it. But he led one of IBM's historic turnarounds. IBM over the last several years has been really remaking itself again to try and become a more relevant company and to become a winner again. It did a big acquisition for $9 to $11 billion at the end of last year to try and sort of accelerate its efforts to become an AI company. Motley Fool, in the recent article, recognizes that as calling one of the AI stocks to buy and hold for the next decade. But again, a shout out today to Lou Gerstner. He also had this great concept, this great quote that resides and is more relevant today than ever. He said, "Computers are magnificent tools for the realization of our dreams, but no machine can replace the human spirit, the spark of spirit, compassion, love, and understanding." And as we move towards an AI-driven world, that quote seems more relevant and more on point than any time before. Again, a great shout out today to Lou Gerstner, a great leader of the last generation. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Please follow us on LinkedIn. Please reshare the podcast. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe. Thank you for listening to the Becker Business, the Becker Private Equity Podcast. Thank you.